Hey guys, welcome to the third edition of Raw and Uncut. I am John Maffio, also known as MaffmanJones. This is the newly integrated segment that I added to my channel, where every week I discuss the biggest news stories that are, in my opinion, big, and also things that occurred in my life that are movie related. So, let's dive right into it. We're going to talk about Spidey, and more Spidey. They've been filming in Manhattan and in New York in general. They're hauling ass, and they are really filming a lot. And we got our first look at Gwen Stacy, Emma Stone, also Shailene Woodley as Mary Jane, and also Andrew Garfield. But I went to two locations. I went Friday to Chinatown, and I got to see Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. Andrew I saw once, and he disappeared from the pack for the rest of the day. Emma was nice enough to sign some autographs. Today, I went to the what building is it? It's the Daily Bugle building from the original movies, around that area, and they were filming there where they showed MJ supposedly being a waitress for this place called Eisenberg, not to be confused with Heisenberg, the great Walter White meth crack dealer. And a car was dropped onto a taxi, and it was pretty cool, but the best part was that I started my celebrity hunt because I met Shailene Woodley and Mark Webb, the director of this movie, the previous movie, and 500 Days of Summer, one of my favorite movies of all time. And it was really cool. They were both really nice. Shailene Woodley was one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life as a celebrity. And also, Common was there. You don't belong in this movie. You're supposed to be Jamie Foxx. What are you doing? You're irrelevant. Anyway, also what happened was that the actual news story that broke out for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is that Chris Cooper will succeed William Dafoe as the next Norman Osborn. Now, I don't think he has the physical capabilities to be the Norman Osborn Green Goblin character. I think this is an inspired choice, and I think a lot of cool ideas can be taken from this. They're taking a different route with the character, obviously, and Chris Cooper, I've seen October Sky. He could play a really cool, evil, devilish character. Even though he doesn't play that in October Sky, you could see his maniacal settings, pun unintended. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see how big of a role he has, how substantial it will be in this one, or if it will lead up to an ASM 3. We'll have to see. Next, we're going to talk about X-Men Days of Future Past, because this movie's turning into more of an X-Men 4 than First Class 2, which I don't mind it. But as long as both sides of the story get equal balance, Halle Berry has officially confirmed that she will return for a cameo, whatever. But so far, like the whole cast, with the exception of Jean Grey and Cyclops, James Marsden, they haven't showed up yet. But mostly everybody from the original X-Men Bryan Singer cast is returning, and most of the people from the First Class Matthew Vaughn movie are returning too. So basically, we are getting the biggest event X-Men movie ever. And it should be awesome. I have faith in Bryan Singer. I really enjoyed Jack the Giant Slayer, so if that's any indication, I can't wait for next summer. What is next? Justice League. Big pile of shit it's been in so far. And I don't know if it's rumor, or if it's confirmed, or if it's just in the works, or people are talking about it at the studio heads, but supposedly 4.5 minutes. I'm just looking because I like looking at my camera a lot. Sexy boy. No, I'm not like that. No. Christopher Nolan, director of the Dark Knight trilogy and some really awesome other movies, supposedly producing the Justice League movie, with Zack Snyder, helmer of the new Man of Steel movie, at possible director role? If this is actually happening, this movie has hope. But even so, I can't see how this is going to work, because even you can have as much talent as you could possibly conceive and compile for a big project, and you could still fail miserably. It's happened before, many times. And I love Nolan, and I even love Zack Snyder, despite Sucker Punch, but I don't see this working. I don't. I mean, this whole project has been in development hell for so long, and it might arise from this, now that Nolan is supposedly in charge. Like he's like the Godfather of DC Universe now, but we'll have to see. I don't see this working out. but people are freaking out like, oh my god, Justice League has light in a dark tunnel. Like, it's not, we don't know what's happening yet. Calm down, people. God. Also, now we are now leaving the comic book movie trend to go into something a little more comedic for a bit. Anchorman 2. I can't wait for this movie. This movie has potential to suck terribly because the first Anchorman is one of the best comedies ever, in my opinion. They signed on a couple new people. Nobody really big people that you would expect, Kristen Wiig, John C. Reilly, but they got somebody really significant today. Harrison Ford. And he will play a mentor role to Ron Burgundy's character of sorts, it seems. And Harrison Ford in Anchorman 2, I mean, he's Han Solo. How can you go wrong with that? So I think this is great news. And finally, the last news of the day is a trailer. And by the way, Iron Man 3 trailer, I will be making a reaction video to that one. I will not be including it in this because I want to make a totally different video for that. But that's totally off course. The Conjuring. I saw basically what I saw was a compiled trailer at Comic-Con which showed a bunch of different scenes. And then I saw a scene involving this. And it went on for like a minute and a half. This trailer was a new trailer that I haven't seen before, but it basically was a concise version of the scene I saw at Comic-Con with the claps. And I gotta say, it still scared me. And people, pretty good reaction so far to this movie. And I guess it tested very well with audiences, so they moved it from January to the summer. So if they're putting it in the summer, it must be a pretty competent horror movie. I think it's going to be good. I'm not saying my expectations way too high, because if I do, I may be disappointed. But I think The Conjuring will be one of the first horror movies in a while. Insidious, for me, was the last one to really genuinely creep me out. Sinister was scary. It really was. But it didn't have a lasting effect on me. Insidious did. And I think this will too. So, I think... Is that it? Yeah, that's it. And we're only 8 minutes in. Well, that's 8 minutes actually a pretty long time if you guys are getting bored of me talking. That's it. That was Raw and Uncut, limited edition number 3. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to MaffmanJones, like this video, comment, and share. Also, check out Facebook, Twitter, and We Live Film in the info box. Some really cool stuff going on this week. I met 2 really cool people in the Hollywood industry, and they'll be filming till July, so hopefully some really cool stuff happens over the next week. I'll be visiting the Amazing Spider-Man 2 set for the next 2 or 3 months, so a lot could happen. Maybe I'll meet a bunch of other people, like Jamie Foxx, for example, and it should be a cool, fun ride. But other than that, I can't wait for the future. This was a good segment, I would assume. I am MaffmanJones. See you next time on Raw and Uncut. Okay, I was